My roommate is a scudive. After knowing that I was dating online, she also had a boyfriend. Before I came to the present, she took her boyfriend and said to me, "This man doesn't even dare to post photos, not to mention his assets. He must be ugly and poor." I didn't say a word and rushed to the next day. My boyfriend sent me a license plate number and asked me to find it. I found the car at the school gate, but the moment the man got out of the car, I didn't dare to come forward. That's Jiang Yicheng, the prince of the Jiang family, who is famous in the whole rich circle. 1. Every night in the self-study class, you can either see couples reading a book in the library, or you can see couples hugging and kissing in the dark corner of the school after the self-study class. I'm 18 years old now, a flower-like age. Seeing this scene, my heart also throbbed. So I also had a boyfriend on the internet. Although I couldn't do anything through the screen, he also booed me and satisfied my throbbing heart. Li Nannan is my roommate. He usually doesn't see me and always mocks me. One day when I was chatting on the phone with my boyfriend I had never met before, Li Nannan heard me. She also talked about a boyfriend on the internet. Before I came to the present, she took her boyfriend and said to me, "This man doesn't even dare to send photos, not to mention his assets. He must be poor and ugly." I didn't say a word, but just paraphrased her original words to my online dating partner. As a result, he didn't say a word and didn't even reply to my message. Until the next morning, the WeChat ringtone of my mobile phone rang. I picked it up and saw that it was sent by my online dating partner. He actually sent me a location and a string of license plate numbers to find the car. I found the car at the school gate, but the moment the man got out of the car, I didn't dare to come forward. That's Jiang Yicheng, the prince of the Jiang family, who is famous in the whole rich circle. Oh my God, is that my online dating partner? How could I find a prince to be my online love partner? I must be dreaming. I thought and pinched my thigh hard. Unexpectedly, the pain immediately spread from my thigh. It turned out that he was not dreaming. I realized this, quickly covered my face with my hand, and walked away quietly. That I don't know how far I ran into a person. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I apologized in a hurry. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal to be bumped into by your girlfriend. I heard the words and looked up at the person standing in front of me. He is also looking at me with a gloomy face. 2. Are you hiding from me? Lin. I was so embarrassed that I couldn't wait to find a crack to get in. No, how did he know it was me? We haven't met. Sir, you are mistaken. I'm not the person you are looking for. After saying that, I quickly bypassed him and drove away. Who knew that the mobile phone rang at this time? I picked it up and saw that he was calling me. I turned my head and glanced at him, and he was also looking at me. I met his murderous eyes to death. I picked up my mobile phone and slipped away. He stood where he was and frowned. Do I look scary? So that you dare not admit that you are my girlfriend? Or am I too unable to do it? He quickly typed the text and sent it. My heart was stunned. Online dating was originally just for me to pass the time when I was bored. I didn't expect to flirt with a prince. I dare to admit that it's strange. Jiang Yicheng is a popular figure in the city. He graduated from college at the age of 17 and obtained a double master's degree at the age of 20. Now he is only 23 years old, and he is already the president of the group. A person like this is beyond the reach of others, and how can he talk about his partner on the internet? When I got back to the dormitory, I thought about it for a long time and decided to send a message to break up with him. I think I'm still studying now and I should focus on my studies. Falling in love will only affect my study, so I don't want to fall in love for the time being. Let's forget it like this. After typing and sending, I blocked and deleted his WeChat without waiting for a reply. 3. Although I couldn't see his expression at this time, I could imagine that he would hate me when he saw the news. At this moment, he should be gritting his teeth and wanting to scold me, but the message can't be sent. I shook my head and forced myself to stop fantasizing. Lin, don't think about those useless things. Maybe he is just greedy for momentary novelty to play with you. I didn't take it seriously. Why do you keep thinking about that? Well, that's right. After calming down, I lay down and fell asleep. The next morning when I came to class, the classroom was full of people. I pulled a classmate and asked her, "Hello, classmates. May I ask if this is the history elective classroom?" "Yes. Isn't it written on it?" "Then there are not many people in this classroom. Why is it full today?" "You don't know yet. Today, Jiang Yicheng, the legendary figure of the business world, came to the prince of the Jiang family. I heard that he has to make up for the courses he missed in his previous history class." "No, they all came to see him." "What? Jiang Yicheng is also here. Why are you so surprised? Hurry up and take a seat. If you don't go, the seat will really be gone." When she said this, I remembered to take a seat, or I really couldn't attend the class. Not long after he sat down, Jiang Yicheng also came in. He deliberately walked to my side. "Say to the classmate next to me, Classmate, excuse me, can I change seats with you? My desk mate immediately stood up and changed seats with him. Because he informed the school in advance, the school reserved a front seat for him. Who knew that he would sit next to me? 4. After sitting down, he glanced at me. Hello, classmates. My name is Jiang Yicheng. Let's get to know each other. I was too nervous to talk to him. I took the book and blocked my face. He tore off my book. Do you have any opinions on me? You ignore me when I say hello to you? Or do you have a problem with the history teacher? I took an English book to class in history class. Only then did I realize that I had taken the wrong book. He smiled awkwardly. Haha, thank you, Jiang, for reminding me. I just took the wrong book. It's strange. I obviously brought a history book when I came in the morning. How did it become an English book? I'm evil. I didn't notice that Jiang Yicheng sneered beside him at this time. I brought a history book. How about Lin read it with me? It seems that this is the only way. Then thank you, Jiang. You're welcome. After a class, my father took all the notes, but I found that Jiang Yicheng didn't take notes with a pen. I don't care about him so much. Anyway, just take care of my own business. Classmate Jiang, thank you for your book. You're welcome. That's your book. After saying that, he smiled and left. I held the book and looked at his back with a puzzled face. What is my book? It's inexplicable. Just when I was about to take the book and catch up with it and return it to him, I found that my name was written on the book. It turned out that I didn't take the wrong book in the morning, but he secretly changed my book to an English book. This childish ghost. How childish. 5. In the next class, no matter what class he is in, he will appear and sit next to me. Gradually, it seems that I am also used to the existence of the person around me. But as he said, he didn't seem to do anything to me at all. He just came to learn. It seems that I really think too much. At first, I thought he was going to pursue me strongly, and then he dumped me fiercely to relieve his hatred. But he didn't. The spring festival is coming, and the school is almost on holiday. A few days before the holiday, he had been on leave, saying that he was dealing with the company's affairs and had no time to come to class. Looking at his empty seat, I felt as if I had lost something. Strange, he just didn't come to school. Why do I feel this way? At this time, my roommate Li Nannan said coldly behind me, Yo? What's the matter? How many days have you been sitting with others in class? Have you fallen in love with someone? He lost his soul as soon as he didn't come. You don't have a single lassie, Jiang Yicheng, do you? Li Nannan not only didn't like me, but also was very poisonous. Every time he has a chance, he will mock me. Which eye do you have to see, my Sinji? You are so interested in other people's private lives. Don't you have any special preferences? This time, I also fighted back at her without hesitation. She obviously didn't expect that I would also block her with words. She suddenly blushed and didn't know what to say. If you don't have it, you don't have it. But that's right. Even if she has a boyfriend, how can she be different from others, right, Lin? It was her good friend Su Sihui who came out for her. I don't know whether the boyfriend I haven't seen is round or flat. I don't even know what ugly I look like. I'm embarrassed to bring it out to meet people. At this time, I really regret that I should not have avoided Jiang Yicheng at that time, but I should have taken his hand in front of them and hit them in the face. You are so curious about other people's boyfriends. Don't you have any other people's boyfriends? Don't forget that you are also people who have boyfriends. You always talk about other people's boyfriends. It's not good to care about other people's boyfriends, especially when your two boyfriends come to pick you up. When I saw their boyfriends coming to pick them up, I deliberately said something to them which also made me angry. 6. The winter vacation is coming, and I also got on the plane home. When I got home, my parents came to pick me up at the airport. Lin, is it cold? I lost weight in school. My mother took my hand with one hand and touched my face with the other. Baby daughter, when you come back this time, my father, I will make up for you well. You can eat whatever you want, and Dad will cook it for you. Dad, Mom, I'm very good. Experts have said that no matter how fat or thin you are, health is the most important thing. Look at me, isn't my face rosy and white and red? This proves that I am fine and I take good care of myself. Don't worry. Dad does everything deliciously. I love to eat it. Just cook it casually. Look. This daughter is really the little cotton jacket of her parents. We all know not to worry, my parents. I got home while I was talking. That night, our family was happy at the dinner table. My father cooked a table of rich dishes, all of which I like to eat. It's the Spring Festival in a blink of an eye. On New Year's Day, we had a New Year's Eve dinner and watched the Spring Festival gala in front of the TV. My father looked at it and suddenly asked me, Lin, you are about to graduate after the Spring Festival, right? What kind of internship do you want to find after graduation? My mother also looked at me when she heard this. I didn't give an answer. If you haven't thought about what to do, you'd better come back to our town. A friend of mine has a factory, and they just need civilian personnel there. I'll recommend it to you. Go there for an internship for a period of time. When we have enough experience, it's not too late for us to change jobs if we want to. Oops. I said you're always confused, aren't you? Our baby, I can afford to support her without looking for a job. Besides, with our daughter's appearance and academic qualifications, maybe big companies will rush for it after graduation. At that time we will find another boyfriend, fall in love for a few years and then get married. Mom and Dad, you think too far. Actually, I have my own ideas. I want to post my resume online after the beginning of spring. At that time, I will gild my graduation certificate. So Mom and Dad, you don't have to worry about me. We chatted and watched TV, and didn't fall asleep until the end of the year's eve at 12 o'clock. When I returned to the room, I didn't go to bed immediately, but turned on my mobile phone and looked at the circle of friends. I thought of the person on the blacklist. I suddenly wanted to see if he had posted any news in his circle of friends. That I secretly pulled him out of the blacklist and took a look at his moments. As a result, his circle of friends was unexpectedly empty. A young man, his circle of friends is indeed the same as that of an old man. I don't know whether he can't post on WeChat moments or doesn't want others to know him. I didn't pay so much attention when I talked to his friends in the past. Anyway, it was just a chat. But after chatting for so long, I didn't ask him about his family situation. In the end, I didn't know much about him. 7. On the first day of the Lunar New Year, our family went to a relative's house to pay New Year's greetings. According to the rules, the second day of the Lunar New Year is to go to Grandma's house to pay New Year's greetings. If you walk like this, the year will pass. It's time to start school soon. When I returned to the dormitory after the school started, I received an express delivery. First, I didn't know what it was or who sent it to me. The recipient written on it was me, so I signed for it. After signing for it, I opened it and found that it was snacks from all over the world. I thought it was my parents who prepared it for me. When I went back to school, it was specially sent for me, so I opened it and ate it. Until the package of snacks was almost finished, my mother called in. Lin, is it cold when you go back to school? Buy whatever you want and don't be reluctant to spend money. Mom, don't worry, I can take good care of myself. And the snacks you sent me are enough for me to eat. I don't need to buy any more snacks. By the way, Mom, how do you know that I want to eat those snacks? You bought all my favorite food. Thank you, Mom. Snacks? What snacks? I haven't bought any snacks to send to you. Didn't you buy it? Could that be bought by my father? Silly child, you are stupid to read. Your father can cook some food, but if your mother and I are not careful, how can he buy you snacks? That may be the wrong address or I signed for the same name. It's okay, baby. If you want to eat, buy it. It doesn't matter. Well, take care of yourself and be sure to eat well and wear warm clothes. Mom hung up in advance. After saying that, he hung up the phone in a hurry. After hanging up the phone, I took the express box and checked it carefully. It was my name and mobile phone number on it. It seems that this thing was sent to me, but it was not sent by my parents. Who sent it? Just when I was at a don't competiture, Su Sihui came to Li Nannan with a book in her arms. Seeing the packaging of my snack bag, I quietly said to Li Nannan, "Isn't her snack a gift from her boyfriend she's never met before?" "I don't know. She just asked her parents that it was not sent by her parents. I guess it was sent by someone else, or she may have taken the wrong express." Li Nannan deliberately turned up the volume and said to me, "Oh, it's still my boyfriend who is considerate. He knows that I like to eat this snack but I'm reluctant to buy it. He specially delivered it to me on the first day of school." That I also deliberately retorted her with a high volume. "It seems that her boyfriend is not short of money. Buy this foreign snack as you say, and there are so many bags." Su Sihui quietly said something in Li Nannan's ear, and Li Nannan rolled her eyes and pushed away. "Hey, is this really what he sent? There is only half a semester left, and it has been nearly 2 months since he asked for leave. In a blink of an eye, our graduation season is coming." At the end of the exam, I submitted my resumes to several companies at the same time, but there seemed to be no news. Until the third day after submitting my resume, I received a call. "Hello, is this Miss Lin? I'm from DH Holding Investment Group. We see that you are looking for a job recently. We happen to be recruiting a president's secretary. Are you interested in coming and have a look?" Did I hear it right? DH Holding Investment Group? That is one of the best venture capital companies in China. The value of people who can work in it will at least double several times, which is simply impossible to ask for. Good. When will the interview be? I'll come over. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. I will have an interview in the conference room on the 22nd floor. I won't bother you for now. See you tomorrow. After hanging up the phone, I couldn't calm down for a long time. I didn't expect that I would be liked by such a famous company. I never dreamed of it. I arrived at the conference room at 9 o'clock the next day, and I was the only one interviewer. Originally, I thought the competition would be fierce, but now there is no competition at all. But I dare not take such a company lightly. After a round of questions and answers, The chief examiner felt quite satisfied, so he asked me to go home and wait for the news. I just received a call from the recruitment notice halfway. I told my parents and my best party Liao Qianqian about the news at the first time. Congratulations, Lin Lin, there are several layers of gilding this time. You have to treat me to dinner tonight. Liao Qianqian is my Haitam middle school classmate, is a close mate. After graduating from high school, she went to work and didn't take the college entrance examination, but we have been in touch. Usually because she works the night shift, I don't often contact her. Only when it's a big event will we talk on the phone to talk about recent things. Of course there is no problem. Our beauty Liao has spoken, and I can still refuse. We hung up the phone after making an appointment. 9. After eating, Liao Qianqian and I went back to our respective homes. Early the next morning, I got up early to wash up and dress up. After all, it's my first day at work, so I must dress formally. When I came to work, I was taken to the president's office company. The personnel who brought me told me that my job was to help the president bring tea and water, deliver food and other things, which is abbreviated as chores. But I'm not picky about how many people dream of being among such a company. I don't know what the president looks like in their mouth. Unexpectedly, he still needs someone to take care of his diet and living. When he learned that I was in an online relationship, my roommate immediately talked about it, and also ridiculed that my boyfriend must be poor and ugly 39,103 inch. It's good to be a young man. If it's a bad old man, I'll leave immediately. As soon as I finished muttering, as soon as the words fell, a voice sounded behind me. Is that so? Don't forget that you signed the entry agreement in the morning, which is equivalent to your deed of sale. If you leave during the contract period, you will have to pay liquidated damages. I turned my head to listen to the voice and didn't dare to look up. President, I'm joking. Don't take it seriously. He bypassed me and sat on his office chair. Except for the newcomers, everyone else should go to work first. It's really a coincidence that he heard me say this. I stood in place awkwardly, drooping my head and not daring to look up at him. Everyone is gone. How long are you going to stand there? Raise your head. I looked up slowly, and the person who appeared in front of me was Jiang Yicheng. Why are you? Am I surprised? Don't you ask the senior management of the company before you come to work? That's right. If you inquire, you don't know how to say such stupid words. As he said, he slowly approached me. He stepped forward and I could only take a step back until I hit the corner of my desk. When his center of gravity was unstable and he was about to fall down, he hugged my waist. I stood firmly and pushed him away. You. Do you have anything to say, President? If not, I'll go down first. 10. The reason why you broke up with me is that I put my studies first. Now that my studies are over, it's time to consider falling in love. I arranged you here so that you can get to know me. Isn't it good to make such an arrangement? When I turned around and was about to walk out of the office, he said something I didn't expect. I turned around and stared at him with big eyes. Why are you so surprised? Or have you not calmed down yet? No, it's not. I'm not angry. Why did you break up with me when you didn't get angry? Isn't it because I didn't tell you my true identity? In fact, there is a reason why I don't tell you. Because many girls like me because of my identity and money. I want to see if you are the same as them, so I didn't tell you my identity at the first time. You should be angry, but I didn't lie to you about other things. Can you continue to date me? He looked at me with a pleading look, so that I didn't know what to do for a moment. Well, you misunderstood. I'm not angry about this matter. If that's over, let it go. That. President, please don't use your working hours to talk about personal matters during working hours. Well, I'll bring you the coffee first. I don't know what he will say next, but I can't continue to listen. Because now I'm blushing and my ears are red, and the deer are bumping around. I had no choice but to interrupt him, and then directly open the office door to make him coffee. By the way, calm down your mood. What on earth does he mean? Is it that he is not willing to accept the breakup I mentioned earlier, so now he pretends to pursue me and then dumps me fiercely? The legendary Jiang Yicheng is very dark, and he is also a person who must be rewarded. Then it makes sense that I came here to work. It must have been designed by him to take revenge on me. I made up for his revenge activities and still stubbornly sent him coffee. 11. Mr. Jiang, your coffee. I put the coffee in front of him and was about to leave. Mr. Jiang, if it's okay, I'll go first. He didn't even raise his eyes to look at the document. Your seat is in this office. Go over there and sit down first. I said oh and sat obediently at the desk near the door. I picked up my mobile phone and sent a message to my best. Qianqian, I'm dead this time. You can never guess who my boss is. My top boss is my previous online dating partner. When I saw that it was Jiang Yicheng, I broke up with him directly. This time he deliberately brought me to work. I guess he was going to kill me. What should I do? See the message and reply quickly. Help me. After sending the message, I observed him. Fortunately, he was processing documents now and didn't notice me. After a while my mobile phone rang, and it was Liao Qianqian who replied to me. In order not to attract his attention, I set my mobile phone to mute mode. There have been several messages on the mobile phone. Sister, what kind of luck have you had? Online love can flirt with the prince. He is a popular figure in the business world. How about it? Am I as handsome as I look in the photo? Don't be nervous. Even if you are killed by him now, you have to endure it. After all, it's a happy thing to be with a handsome man who only lives in the legend every day. Sister, if you can deal with this prince now, it will be a good thing, and you won't have to worry about it in the future. I rolled my eyes. Did you get the point wrong? What's the matter with him? I'm almost done by him now. With that, he looked up at him. I have to admit that he is really handsome, with three-dimensional facial features and a towering nose. It's really attractive, but the only drawback is that it's too dark. Lin, if you can chat with him in online dating, it means that he is still a little interesting to you. Otherwise, who has time to have an online dating with such a big president? Now that we talked about it, you admitted it generously when you came to the present, but you retreated. Maybe he wants to distance you two now, so he lets you be his close secretary. Is it really like that? I looked at the message sent by Qianqian and didn't reply to her. 12. Soon it will be 12 o'clock at noon, and it's time for dinner. I was just about to pack up and go to dinner after work, but I didn't expect him to stand up and walk towards me. Go out with me. I just wanted to refuse, but he has already left with that heartless step. I can only pack up quickly and catch up quickly. Then the moment before his elevator closed, I got into the elevator and took the elevator down with him. When I got to the basement, his driver was already waiting over there. After he got on the bus, I was still standing there. I just mean to send him away. I didn't expect him to signal me to get in the car and go with him. I had no choice but to get in the car stubbornly and sit side by side with him. As a result, the car stopped in front of a 5-star restaurant. This man must have something wrong with his brain. Although I am his personal assistant, I don't have to feed him to eat. I was still stunned in place. He had already sat down. What are you thinking about? Aren't you going to sit down and eat? Only then did I come back to my senses. It turned out that it was not to feed him, but to eat together. Mr. Jiang, is this one of the benefits of your personal assistant? Then I won't be polite. After sweeping the haze just now, he immediately opened his chair and sat down. He smiled softly when he saw me like this. What do you want to eat? You order. No, you can order it. I haven't eaten this restaurant, so I don't know what's delicious. Just order it. Teen. After dinner, he was about to leave. He stood up first, then glanced at me, pushed away the chair and walked towards me. I had already stood up, but he suddenly approached me and fell on the chair. The heart beats fast, as if it was about to jump out of the mouth. But he was still approaching me, so close that we could hear each other's heartbeat. I couldn't look directly at him anymore. I closed my eyes and shouted, Jiang Yicheng, what are you going to do? He didn't talk to me, but just took a handkerchief to wipe the corners of my mouth. You little flower cat. You don't even know how to wipe your mouth after eating? What did you think I wanted to do when you shouted so loudly just now? Kiss you? Don't worry, I won't do anything to you until I get your permission. Let's go. His operation was as fierce as a tiger, but he stunned me. I didn't have time to think about it carefully, so I had to keep up with him first. I thought I would go back to the company when I was full, but I didn't expect that he took me to the department store. First, he went to the women's clothing area to choose more than a dozen sets of clothes for me to try on, and then swiped the card to buy 5 or 6 pieces that he thought looked good. Then I went to the women's shoe area to choose shoes to match the clothes, and went to the bag counter to buy 2 or 3 bags. I thought he wanted me to help him try it on to see the effect, but I didn't stop him from paying the bill. As a result, after buying it, he directly asked the driver to take us downstairs to my dormitory and asked his assistant to help us carry the things to my dormitory. Only then did I know that his things were given to me. Mr. Jiang, these things are too expensive. I can't get them. You'd better take them back. The things I sent out were not taken back. What's more, whether it's private or public, now you have to accompany me in and out of various occasions every day. These things will always be used. But the clothes I bought by myself are not bad. I don't need your waste of money. You are my personal assistant, representing my face. Even if I don't talk about this relationship, I'm pursuing you, and it's not too much to send you some clothes, shoes, bags, and so on. I'll give you a holiday in the afternoon, and go on a business trip to Anqing with me tomorrow morning. After saying that, his assistant just finished sending things back to the car. He closed the window and let the driver drive. What the hell? Pursue me? Did I promise? It seems that I won't stop if I don't fix it. 14. On the way to the business trip, I sat in the car with him, thinking that he would fix something, but I didn't expect that he was looking at the information all the way as soon as he got on the bus. I also fell asleep in the car unconsciously. When I woke up, the car had stopped, and I'm sleeping soundly on a strong shoulder. This shoulder is Jiang Yicheng's shoulder. Mr. Jiang, I'm sorry. I don't know why I fell asleep. It doesn't matter. We just arrived. If you don't want to sleep, get out of the car and eat something. The tone was extremely gentle, which made me forget that we were here on a business trip, and almost thought we were here for our honeymoon. No, I won't sleep. You kept saying that you wanted to eat hot pot and spicy soup? You can see if you like the restaurant I chose. Well, I can do it. Then let's go. Why is it a little difficult for this person to adapt to today? Isn't this what he is going to do? After eating the hot pot, he glanced at the time on his watch. It's still early. Shall I take you around? No, Mr. Jiang, let's focus on work. Aren't you here on a business trip today? We can also go back early after dealing with things. He put his hand in his trouser pocket and looked at me. Are you so awkward to be alone with me? Are you in such a hurry to go back? No, I think since we are here to work, we must focus on work. Since it's not, just listen to my arrangement. Since you don't want to go shopping, let's go back to the hotel. In this way, I was sent back to the hotel at his command. Then after taking a shower, he held his mobile phone and browsed the news. 15. Suddenly, the mobile phone rang. It was Liao Qianqian who called me. Hey sister, what's the matter? Honey, how's it going today? Progress? What's the progress? Of course, it's the progress between you and the prince. Don't mention it. Today he said he would take me to Jiangsheng on a business trip, but he didn't work when he came. He took me to eat and drink and then asked me to go shopping. I didn't agree. I was put in the hotel room now. I said, are you short of your brain? It's not necessarily just work that people take you there. I'm just taking you to travel in the mountains and water in the name of a business trip. Why are you so serious? He is famous for his black belly and must be rewarded. I dumped him first, and then he asked me to play in the mountains and water with him regardless of the future? This is unreasonable. In the face of the person you like, there is no reason to say. Think carefully about whether you have said anything to him. I've said a lot to him. What do you mean? For example, what do you like, where do you want to go, and so on. If he said it and he arranged it on purpose, he would really fall in love with you. When Liao Qianqian said this, I really said that I wanted to go to Jiangsheng to see the ancient buildings in Jiangsheng and eat hot pot in Jiangsheng. Unexpectedly, he remembered it and took me to realize it. Are you still listening, Lin Lin? I'm a little sleepy. I want to sleep. I won't say anything. I'll hang up first, bye. I hung up the phone in a hurry and kept lying in bed tossing and turning. 16. For a few days on the business trip, I accompanied him to patrol every day and assessed the company he wanted to invest in. Almost half a month has passed in a busy way. On this day, I still got up on time and waited at the door of his room. But in theory, he is not a person who oversleeps, but he has been waiting for more than an hour today and no one has come out. I was about to send him a WeChat message when I remembered that I didn't add him. When I was about to call him, I met a waiter. Hello, miss. Are you Miss Lin who lives in 7543? It's me. What's the matter? Mr. Jiang went out. Tell me to bring you breakfast before you go out. With that, he opened the lid of the cart. It's really Chinese and Western breakfast. Oh, okay, thank you. Did Mr. Jiang say where he went? Sorry, he didn't explain. By the way, he has one more thing for me to pass on to you. With that, he took out a bag and handed it to me. After the waiter left, I took a look at what was in the bag. It was a skirt. Why did this man buy me another skirt? There is also a note in the bag which says, change your skirt and wait at the gate at 5 p.m. and there will be a car to pick you up. What the hell? It's so mysterious. Although I said so, I still did as he asked. I looked at my mobile phone and waited until 5 p.m. It's time. After changing clothes and going downstairs, I didn't expect that his driver was really waiting for me at the gate. 17. Master, where will Mr. Jiang ask you to take me? Miss Lin, Mr. Jiang is already waiting over there at the top of Jinmingguang Mountain. Did he say anything? Why did you go to the top of the mountain and specially ask me to change a skirt? Miss Lin, you'll know when you arrive. I'm a driver. How can I know so much? I'm just responsible for driving. Thank you. But that's right. It's really hard for a driver to ask too much. He just needs to know where the destination is. It was already dark when I arrived. The driver took me directly to the mountain and asked me to walk along the red carpet to see Mr. Jiang. I walked to the top according to the driver's guidance, and there was a restaurant. There is a table at the door with candles lit and star lights around it. This scene is very romantic. I was stunned and stood still. Jiang Yicheng appeared behind me and hugged my waist. I was shocked at the moment I was touched. Turning around, he saw Jiang Yicheng's face. He hugged me to the dining table, pulled away the chair and motioned me to sit down. I didn't refuse. Then he went to the other side and pulled away the chair and sat down. Mr. Jiang. Who are you? It's time to get off work now, and there is no hierarchical relationship. There are only Jiang Yicheng and Lin Lin here. Then did you call anyone else? Can't you see it? There are only 2 of us here. I specially prepared it for you. Hearing this sentence, I really couldn't sit still. If you risk your life, just die. 18. Jiang Yicheng, what the hell are you up to? If you have any complaints about me, just say it directly. Don't always make me feel uneasy in a way. Well, I admit that the person who has an online relationship with you is me. If you want to take revenge on me, if you want to break up with me, you can be direct and don't always do these things. After listening to me, he was stunned for a few seconds, and then burst into laughter. Ha ha ha, what am I doing to you? Then why don't you try to make these things for me? I said, because I like you. I just want you to be my girlfriend, I just want to be with you. Why me? Because other people are with me not for money or resources, and you just want to find a partner, and so do I. Also, you don't always wonder why I recognize you at a glance because you posted your own photo in your circle of friends, but you just forgot it yourself. Only then did I suddenly realize that I was so embarrassed that I couldn't wait to find a crack to get in. But it's also my problem. I should have explained the situation to you earlier that I arranged you, who is about to graduate, to be my company as my personal assistant, and I also want you to know more about me. But I can't wait too long. I'm afraid you will be robbed. With that, he stood up and snapped his fingers. A waiter pushed a cart full of roses. The waiter put the cart between us and left knowingly. He walked to the edge of the rose car, took out a rose and then slowly walked to me. Lin, on this special day, I want to confirm our relationship. Let your birthday be our anniversary every year in the future. Can you be my girlfriend with me? It turns out that today is my birthday. If he hadn't said it, I would have forgotten when my birthday was. I covered my mouth excitedly and nodded. Well, I promised you. As soon as I finished answering his words, fireworks were set off around, which was dazzling and so romantic. Such a handsome and rich man is mainly dedicated to one person. How can people dislike him?